Love this song. Alright. Sorry about that, I went AFK a minute. I had to chill out. Pup. And give him a bone. Daisy soon's out. Alright. So I'm back. So yeah, I'll Alex in the army. Thank you for the sub, Alex in the army. Welcome back, my friend. Thank you for selling out AD to me. I remember you. I appreciate your contributions and your sub. Thank you, friend. Saw level 16 non-vet having proxy. Yeah, I heard they gave proxy to pretty much everybody for free. I honestly don't have a problem with that.
You son of a bitch.
All right, so I just kind of wanted to talk about stuff with ESO in general. Largely from the last video I posted, which was the only like non-review I did. It really wasn't a review of an ESO live. It was just me talking about things freely. And honestly, I don't know. Like it was, I have to say, it was very well received. And of course, you know, there's going to be the polar opposite of people that didn't like it very much. And I get that. It was put everywhere. It was put all over the forums in a lot of different sections. It was put on Reddit. It was put in a lot of places. But I enjoy the discussion. I really do. And it's nice to hear different point of views. A lot of people expressing their support and whatnot. It's just kind of me venting about the game. You know, I've been wrapped up with ESO for a long time. I was very, very early in this game's beta. I mean, you can see that from my account on the forums. I was looking, there's a thread today. People were posting about how long they've been in the game, and everyone saying, oh, I've been here since 2014 and everything. I was the only guy that posted in that thread. My account's from fucking April of 2013. I've been involved with this game since, like, it was available to touch online. So, I'm familiar with its bugs. You know, I was in the closed beta when it was very rough, sorting out all those bugs. And I loved a lot of what this game had to offer. It's awesome. With that said, I just kind of wanted to touch on that video a bit. I just talk about the game a bit more, too, from a higher level perspective. So a lot of people that heard my last that rant video, and they just said, a lot of the negative comments are just like, I'm an asshole. All right, pretty much. You know, go away, go do something else. You know, stop complaining about the game, all that stuff. Which, those comments just roll off me like water. I mean, there's no point. You're not going to faze me with that kind of shit. I like the people that actually have something to say, which are few and far between. You know, something against what I said, which I really can't find out there. There's not much that you can really counter in what I said in my last video about the game. And I guess my... sorry, I need another drink here. What I mostly went over in that last video is how this game has changed. And what I mean by it's changed is its direction has changed. It has. Okay. ZeniMax is a business, you have to understand. And like any business, it all runs on money. Okay. So every year, a business, you know, you need your future projections. What are you doing this year? How are you going to make money? How are you going to keep this boat afloat and all that? And this game has taken a turn, a drastic one actually, and that it's dedicating itself very much to PvE content, okay? And that was a big point of my video that I made. The writing's on the wall, okay? There's so many things that support what I said, and you can see it, that it's really... I mean, take Thieves Guild, for example, okay? They pushed it out. Where do I start with it? It's really purely a PvE thing, and that's fine. You know, a lot of people think I'm just... I am purely like a PvP streamer. That's what I do. But I can appreciate and enjoy the PvE aspects. It's the reason I got into this game. I love the Elder Scrolls series. So that's what pulled me into this game. But the PvP was awesome when I first started doing it. It was really enjoyable. It's a fun thing to do with friends. But today, we can see this game is driven towards PvE. So again, ZeniMax is a business. So when they came to make decisions this year, they decided their best course of action was to drive out content that is geared towards PvE. It's not that... the reason it's geared towards PvE is because that's the market they want to sell to, okay? Thieves Guild is just the first step in that. Dark Brotherhood, I'm sure... I don't even know what's all coming in Dark Brotherhood, but I guarantee you're going to see more of that. You're going to see player housing. You're going to see other features that touched on the other Elder Scrolls games, because what they're trying to do at this point is... it's almost like a rebranding of the game, what they've decided to do. They have clearly taken a different course in what they're doing. They're going to add in those features people are familiar with Elder Scrolls games. Over the past couple years, if you read any of their social media outlets, you will see people commenting, hey, not buying this game till there's player housing in it. Hey, not buying this game till it's got, you know, all these features people are familiar with from the Elder Scrolls games, okay? So they hear that, they see it. They're going to add those features and put them in the game. That's what their focus is going to be, is putting that content in, putting those things in. And in conjunction with that, the funding for this game, the funding that they got for saying, here's our new plan for 2016 and going forward into 2017, here's what we're doing. We're going to do this, add this type of content, and we're going to team it up with good advertising, which shows off the fact that we're doing new content. So in a few months from now, when Dark Brotherhood's coming out, I don't know if player housing is coming. I'm sure some feature will come with Dark Brotherhood, okay? And you're going to see the advertisement campaign kick up again. Don't be surprised if you see, again, big streamers come out at the same time. You're going to see ads. If you go and look at videos, you're going to say, oh, wow, it's an Elder Scrolls ad. Yeah, you saw it with Thieves Guild. You'll see it again with Dark Brotherhood. And you'll see it again when they add things like player housing.
Son of a bitch.
Okay? They're trying to do this to bring in new players. And you want my honest take on it? If I were them, I'd do the same fucking thing, okay? The reason is they're a business. They want to make money. And honestly, that's the best way they can make money right now. It makes sense. I'd do the same fucking thing in their shoes, okay? And I'm a PvP player, but I can see this from the top-down view. It makes sense to me. It really does. So it's very obvious what's going on, but I am a PvP player. It's what I enjoy. It's, again, what I can see coming. And the reason I'm very sad for the PvP people. You've basically been written off. What I kind of talked about in this rant video with the whole PvP performance, it's something I talked about in my last video. They've kind of written you off, all right? They're going to tell you, hey, we're working on it. Hey, we're excited to bring in the new fixes, but it's not a silver bullet. And it never will be. It never will be a silver bullet. It's not getting fixed. It's not worth the money to them.
You son of
okay?
a bitch.
So why do I say all this? Why do I say it? Okay, I'm a PvP player. I have a big community here. I've worked with a lot of people. You see me desperately try to get changes that can't come to the game. And I'm trying to tell you guys why they're not coming to the game. I can see it. I understand why it's not coming.
Bitch.
And I feel I owe that to the people that follow me that say, FENGRUSH, you know, I'm playing Paragon, they come to my stream, they say, you play ESO anymore, you coming back? I love the community in this game. It's the only reason I give a shit to come do a review or come in and still read posts and still communicate with the community. I love the community here. I really do. I've been here years, and I've met a lot of awesome people and a lot of good friends. And you guys have basically made my stream what it is today. So it's just not that. Like, it's not just me and my stream. It's just me being wrapped up in the community with the game. I really love it. And it's hard to, like, let go. I'm not trying to. Who knows? Maybe things could be better, but I'm not hoping for it, man. I'm really not. I don't expect it either. Because if I were them, I'd do, like I said, I'd do the same thing. They're business, okay? The time to fix PvP would have been before. I've said this before, okay? Like, they missed the mark on that one, okay? I mean, I pulled up some videos. I was looking at them the last week. I mean, let me show you, like, just to give you a quick taste of what PvP was like in this game, okay? Here's Angry Joe's video of this game. Like, look at the amount of players on screen, right? Like, this is what PvP was capable of when this game came out. This is the PvP I know of. This is not the PvP you console players have ever seen or experienced. You don't know what this is like. This was awesome. This is what this game had. This is what it was capable of. This is the product they spent years making. Okay? You won't see this without lag today. You won't see it. It's like 100 people charging into a fucking... They're all fucking noobs. You know, this is when the game came out. But, like, it can handle this, right? This is the client that came out. And, it's not here anymore, right? What happened? Where did this go? Where did this PvP go? What happened? Why is it not here anymore? Well, that's a good question. So again, for the people that aren't well schooled in it, what happened? This game came out, it got a lot of bad press when it came out. Okay? One of the biggest things was the bots. Let me show you a video. They're all over the place. They're easy to find. The bots came out and it got a lot of bad press. So the game made a major change to fix bots, okay? That was the client change that this game suffered. Here's bots. Here's just a quick tour of what you saw everywhere in Elder Scrolls. This guy's showing off bots that are trying to harvest. They were everywhere. They really were. There were bots everywhere when this game came out. Look at them. They pick up the they pick up the bug loss there, and it disappeared. You see how the bot disappeared? Look, it teleports. Well, the bots were literally, they would look at it. They picked up that thing, boom, teleported. Teleports to the jute. He's picking up the jute. Okay. So what was happening here? The netcode was completely different back then. Okay. And they got a lot of bad press for this. If you went to any big dungeon, if you ever went to a big dungeon, there was like 20 Templar bots just standing there jabbing any mob that spawned immediately. So they got terrible press for this. They changed the whole netcode. They got rid of bots. But they sacrificed Cyrodiil. Okay, Cyrodiil was sacrificed. It's never recovered. Like I just showed you the Angry Joe video. I pulled up this video. This is what happened after the patch where they changed the netcode, okay? Ever since they changed the netcode, performance has never been the same. It's never worked properly. But this is this was just after they changed the netcode. It was the same as the lighting patch. But look at this. This was the frame rate that you had. There's no, you don't see 100 people on screen. You don't need 100 people on screen. This was the FPS you had after that patch. I mean, look how bad the FPS is. Look how bad... It looks so bad. You can't do anything with this, right? It's so bad looking. Like, this isn't a functional game anymore. Right? This this video is very funny. This guy's making fun of the game pretty much, but this is what we got after that, okay? And I make this video, and I want to show these things for a reason, because a lot of people responding to my videos, they don't know the backstory of this game. They don't know how it went from something that was functional to something that got drastically changed. And when they made this change, they refused to roll it back, okay? They said it's more important to get rid of the bots than to have a functional Cyrodiil. And at the time, there was thousands and thousands of people in Cyrodiil. It was huge. They'd have like 7 servers that held 3 times the population than they do today. Today, the servers hold maybe a third of the population of what they used to, and they run terribly. They used to be able to hold hundreds, and you could have 100 versus 100 versus 100 at one keep, and it wasn't fucking breaking, okay? The game ran fluidly. It was beautiful. It was an epic fucking siege. That's the game they built. It's gone. They can't bring it back. There's no amount of changes that will ever bring that game back. So the game they spent years developing, they spent years making it and perfecting it and making it work, in one patch, they got rid of it because of bad press. Okay? That's just a decision a company makes. I don't agree with it. I would have taken care of the bots another way. I would have hired more staff to get rid of bots on a rapid basis. Just ban them. Get out there, hire more people, ban them, but keep Cyrodiil what it is. Because back in the day, Cyrodiil used to get a lot of patch changes. It used to get a ton, but it doesn't anymore. You get one patch every 5 months in Cyrodiil. Back in the day, before you guys got this on console, you used to get patches every week or two. They'd say, hey, we changed these guards. Hey, we added this feature. Hey, we made this change to camps. These guards, we took them out. There was problems with it. You know, they were doing changes all the time. That doesn't happen anymore. You know why? They don't have the resources. They don't have the resources to do that. They don't have the resources to fix bugs. They gave up on that. This company has shifted to advertising and content creation. It is not bug fixing and polishing. The words they like to coin and throw out in these things that they're doing, they're not a priority for them. So for me, this is a big problem with the game. It makes it very hard to be a PvP player and to have faith in this game to go forward with it. It really does. And as much as I love the community and all the people I know in PvP, a lot of them know this. A lot of them don't even know why, but they've seen this fucking routine enough to know what's coming. So that's what my last video was about. It's about knowing that it's just the same song and dance. Like, the fix isn't coming. The magical patch, it's not coming. And I hate to be the bearer of bad news. Like, I get a lot of what ZeniMax does. I get why they're doing this. I get why they're just, you know, again, they're business and they want to sell things. And honestly, they're doing the right things to do that. They really are. They're engaging big-time people. It's offensive to us streamers. But the reality is they cannot engage me. They can't engage Cypher or King and say, hey, we're going to fix Cyrodiil. Because they're not going to. Because they can't. They literally can't. So their alternative is to tell you we're putting in some changes. It's going to help performance. It's not a magic bullet. It's not going to fix your problem, okay? But they're going to keep telling you they're doing it. This is the only fundamental thing that bothers me with this company. They're basically lying to you, okay? And that does bother me. It'd be better if they said nothing. That could be the best standpoint they take, to just say nothing, to just ignore you. If you guys are complaining about PvP, just ignore you. Because the alternative is they either lie to you or they tell you the truth and say, hey, we're not going to fix it. It's going to remain the way it is, you know, because that's the truth. It's going to remain the way it is. It's not going to get fixed. It's not going to get better. And bounce is terrible. Bounce is terrible. It doesn't. The game doesn't get bounced. And the sad thing is, they actually put time into changing skills, but the people changing skills and bouncing don't actually know how to bounce the game. That's one thing they could work with us. The people that actually know the game, they could work with us to figure out how to bounce the game, and they don't. So that's something I can fault them for. I can say, hey, you have the people here to work with you on bounce. You take it into your own hands to go about it your way. Okay. You know, they want to throw in a set instead of removing AoE caps. Okay, yeah, Vicious Death will fix it, right? Because removing AoE caps requires more work. Work on their end they're not willing to do because they're short the resources. They're making content to sell. And I don't fault them for it. Listen, if you haven't played this game and you are one of the guys that they're paying fucking Nick Carter to tweet out he loves this game, literally. Nick Carter tweet, oh, I love Elder Scrolls Online. So you're one of Nick Carter's followers, and you're like, oh, well, I have an Xbox, I'll play this game. You're going to have a ball playing this game. You really are. There's so much content in this game. People bitch at me on my videos that I don't praise ZeniMax for the things they do well. You've created an awesome game. There's a lot of content. There's a lot of good things about this game. But if you're a PvP player and you've played this for an extended period of time, you're going to lose your fucking mind and leave. Because there's no hope, there's no bounce, and the performance fucking sucks. And that's a problem if you want to play PvP. And they've abandoned PvP at this point. It's fucking abandoned. There's no hope for you. You know, if you wanted to fix PvP, the first thing you could have done, I realize you can't fix Cyrodiil. You are financially unwilling to, and I actually get it. I really do. And that's fine. You have Imperial City. Go fix Imperial City. Go add something to Imperial City. You said the districts would be capturable. There would be something in there. Then go do it. It's there, man. The content's fucking done. Go in there and make some changes to Imperial City. Give PvPers something to do. Be like, yeah, all that shit in Cyrodiil, it's fucking bad. We can't play it. But hey, at least we can enjoy Imperial City. We can't. There's no reason to go there. Why didn't you do it, ZeniMax? Why didn't you finish Imperial City? It's the one DLC you had in this game. It's the one thing you could have done to really give PvP players something. That's what you should have done. If you had somebody in a leadership position that cared a damn about PvP, you would have done it, but you did not. And I have to fault you for that. You don't have the foresight to realize that, and it's bad. It just shows how little you care about the PvP community. Instead, you're going to go on your ESO lives, say we're slipping in these incremental fixes that do fucking nothing. They're going to do nothing. Christmas is going to come this year in 2016. The performance is going to be as shitty as it was last Christmas. It's going to be as bad as it is right now, and you don't care. You have the ability to actually change things. You really do. It's not requiring you much work to go change something in Imperial City, but you're unwilling to. It shows you how little you care. And that's tough as a PvP player. It's very tough. Okay, so for all the people that hate on me for my rants and stuff, the general discussion, white knights that come out, saying how great the PvE is. I can't argue with you. It is good, and I tell you it is. I give ZeniMax credit for it. They've created a great world of PvE. They really have. The game's textures are not that high quality, and despite that, it does look good. It has great voice acting. There's all these great features. But that is not my focus. Don't expect me to do rants to tell you how good the textures and the voice acting is. That's not what I do. That is not my community. But I do appreciate it. I do realize it, and I do credit them for it. ZeniMax has done a lot right. But for what I play this game for, and what a lot of people that I play with play this game for, they've completely abandoned us. And they lied to us on top of it. And they continue to lie about it. And that's not acceptable from a company. I don't think that's right. I really don't. It makes me not ever trust ZeniMax Online Studios again. So if you come out with your next product, I'm going to tell you how you guys are a liar, and I wouldn't trust them, especially if you have the same type of people in those leadership positions. It's not right. Like, you can't abandon your player base and just lie to them. We're not that fucking stupid, you know? So that's why I make these videos. That's why I point this stuff out, to show you we're not that fucking stupid. I want to let people know what the real is, because that's the real deal. And if you want to counter it, then by all means, please do. In these videos, another thing, probably the biggest misconception of people responding to my videos, they say, you know, FENGRUSH, you're just like a loudmouth child that just learned how to curse, and you're so vulgar and all that. Man, this is my channel. I can do what I want on here, okay? I don't personally attack these people, for starters. I saw Gina make a post saying something like, if you think personal attacks are going to help, they won't. I have not the slightest bit of problem with anybody at ZeniMax on a personal level. Why would I? You guys are running a business. I get it. I don't want people to get fired or lose their job. All I did in my last video was point out where the problems come from. They come from the leadership. You have to focus the problems. It's not fair to blame Roble. It really isn't. Roble's in charge of bounce, and sure, his bounce ideas and decisions, I don't agree with them, and I don't think they're good. But the reality is, it's not his fault. It's the leadership's fault. If you want to push out bad patches, that's because the leadership said it's acceptable to do so. It's the leadership's fault. You have to place the blame where it is. Is that a personal attack? No, it's not a personal attack. I'm just telling you where the fault lies. So it is what it is, but it's not a personal attack. But to the people complaining about my language, for starters, if my language offends you, take your sensitive ass somewhere else. I mean, come on. Like, this is just me expressing myself. But if you don't like what I'm saying, I mean, I don't know what to tell you. There's a lot of people that play this purely for the PvE, and I get it, and I have no problems with you. I'm not trying to create a divide between PvE and PvP players. I see a lot of them fighting on the forums. Stop fighting, guys. Seriously. If you're a PvP player, stop fighting with the PvE people. And vice versa. There's a lot of PvE people that just, they don't give a shit about the people that are doing PvP. They don't care about you. They don't care about the problems you have. They say, hey, I love this game, so, you know, if you don't like it, then just quit. Just go somewhere else. Well, ignore those people. That's the best you can do. But you guys shouldn't be fighting with each other. I'm not trying to incite people to fight with each other. I'm really not. And I don't encourage PvP players to go hate on PvE players. I really don't. They have a valid reason to play this game, and honestly, they're going to enjoy this game a lot more than you are. My point is to show you what ZeniMax is doing. That's where the blame lies. Don't fight with the PvE players. Don't fight amongst each other in the community. I'm trying to paint things how they are. And if PvP becomes frustrating to you at a certain point, and you've seen this, and you understand what I'm saying, then you have to make a choice. And I'm just trying to help make those choices for people, I guess. Because at a certain point, you know, they've abandoned a lot of aspects on this game, and it's really disappointing because this game had a lot of promise for PvP. But again, where the game stands today, I get it. There's no way for them to recover the PvP crowd. They can't do it anymore. They could dedicate lots of resources to doing it, and they're not going to do it. They're not going to fix it. It's not going to happen. It's not worth the money to them. What is worth the money to them is to do what they're doing, advertising, making new PvE content, to make this game more like an Elder Scrolls single-player experience, okay? That Elder Scrolls single-player experience is what is going to sell new boxes. And when they sell those new boxes, they keep the servers up and running. I mean, that's all there is to it. And they'll keep doing that until the next Elder Scrolls game comes, which might be probably the end of 2017, I'd estimate, or early 2018. Elder Scrolls 6. I'm amped for it, man. I love those fucking games. I really do. I love the Elder Scrolls series. I love a lot of what this game has done. I still stay wrapped in the community with this game. I want to create and help make builds for people that came to watch my content, that appreciated it, that come look for guidance. I want to get builds out, and I plan to come back and try to at least do some builds. It's just really hard for me. Like, this game, it went from me enjoying, like, I used to enjoy like 60 to 70% of my stream, and I'd spend 20 to 30% of it raging. When I got like to Thieves Guild, I was spending 80% of my stream raging, running back to a fight where I got fucked over or whatever, and only 10 to 20% of my actual stream enjoying myself, having a fun fight. And that's not right. Like, at a certain point, I had to, you know, disconnect and enjoy myself a little more. So that's what I've been trying to do. But at the same time, like, anything I do for this game at this point is really for the community. There is a lot of good content. If you're new to PvP, there's some great experiences you can have when you're not lagging. If you're new to the PvE, you're going to have even a better experience. There's so much good content in this game. There really is. So people that say I don't give them credit, I do. But I mean, like, that's not what my videos are about. They're really not. There's obviously a lot of value in PvE, and I don't come on here telling you how bad the PvE sucks. I never have. The game's done a pretty good job on that, and that's what they'll continue to do. They're going to build to their strengths, and they're gonna put aside their weaknesses and forget about PvP. They're going to move on. They're going to sell boxes until the next single player game comes out, and then honestly, ESO will probably die out after that. But this year, ESO will do better this year than it did last year. I predict that, because they're doing a better business plan than they were last year. This year, they're focusing on making PvE content, advertising the PvE content, and spending money to engage the proper people to do it. They've made a good plan. They really have. The problem is, if you're a PvP player, you're boned. Like, it is not a plan that makes your experience better. So I'm sorry, but like, that's the reality. That's the way I see it. If anyone can prove me wrong, please do.
Son of a
I'm
bitch.
happy to entertain the discussion, but I don't see it any other way. I mean, again, the writing's on the wall, my friends. So, I don't know what else to really talk about. I don't know. There was a lot hopeful for this game at one time. I went back and looked at videos. If you guys never... Let me throw this out real quick. If you've never seen this video, I encourage you to go... If you really enjoy this game and you really like it, I encourage you to watch this video at some time. This is one I was going back and watching. This is Nick Conkle. He's since has left. Here's Paul Sage behind him. He has also since left this game.
I'm going to go ahead and talk about the spellcrafting system.
I brought this one up because I love this. I was excited for this. I was really excited for this.
And thank you. Spellcrafting is a...
You ever heard of
system
this?
that a lot
Son of
people
a
have used
bitch.
for a pretty long time. It was a
Spellcrafting?
favorite of everyone in Elder Scrolls Oblivion.
Supposed to come to the game.
It's safe to say that
It's gone.
It's something that's
Not
really
coming.
exciting because it allows so much flexibility. And
Actually, I shouldn't say that. It probably will come, but it's going to come in a really hodgepodge form. Like, it's
for your builds and your characters.
it's been sidetracked.
Now, spellcrafting is what it sounds like. You're going to be able to find and combine various effects from spells in the game, some of which will look very familiar. And
This is like a
new
2-hour
abilities that you
video,
can
by
put
the
on
way.
your
This is
hotbar.
this is a really
You
good
can have
video.
one
It really is.
You can have
There's a lot good in
hotbar
here.
full of entirely spellcrafting.
This is from 2014. This was the direction of the game kind of after it came out. All the things to look forward to. It's very exciting. It really was. This was before veteran ranks, before champion system, before Dark Brotherhood or Thieves Guild was ever talked about. All that
abilities.
stuff.
You can mix and match them with weapon skills or class skills, but there's just a lot of flexibility that will be added to
You
the
see
game as a
the
result.
menu here.
And from the
They have
conservation
here.
school. One of these 6 ways. You can make an ultimate out of any single one of these spells. As much customization as you wanted of that.
You
can
could
give it
customize
time
skills
or
to like
buttons to
make
that.
things you wanted.
You can,
Skills you
reduce the
wanted.
cost and make efficient spells.
You know how awesome?
And there's
Like,
a
that's
whole
what
variety of
Elder
things
Scrolls
that
had
you
that.
can way to customize
It'd be
the
so
effect
awesome
itself,
for
just
PvE or
beyond what it does
PvP.
by default.
It'd be so cool.
And that's the second part. The third part is actually the tablet itself. So you can see the one there is this kind of stone worn down.
I'll put this in the video. I don't want to sit here and watch this and play this. It's a cool feature that was going to come to the game. It's not coming. Again, this comes back to them. They don't have the resources to do all this shit. They can't even bounce the game. How can they throw in spellcrafting? You see how way out of their league they are on bouncing. They can't bounce this game for a damn. Not even a little bit. They're terrible at bouncing. And it's not a personal attack. It's just a reality. The bouncing is very poor at best, okay? And if they could nail bouncing and bring in spellcrafting, you imagine how fun it'd be to like create your own classes and do stuff? Doesn't matter, again, if you're PvE or PvP. There was so much to do. What this game thrived on in the beginning, and even Matt Firer had said it in some interviews, the skill system in this game is awesome and unique. And I agree, it really is. But what have you added to this game since it came out? You had the stealing skill tree and Undaunted. That's it. It's been 2 years. What happened to the weapon ultimates that you talked about at release? Where are any of the new skill lines? Where's spellcrafting? Where's all this stuff? They didn't have it. Everything that's being like released was actually in this video. This is from 2014. Shit that's coming out this year is in this fucking video. Like Paul Sage even talks about it. Paul Sage talks about the justice system.
If you go into
You know?
the game, you see these NPCs, you see things, you see situations that you can act upon, and the game reacts to what you do. About this being an online game is that you aren't going to just have to be the establishment character, but you're also going to be able to be guards. You're going to be able to go in to find those characters who haven't paid their bounties, who've been on these killing rampages, and you're going to be able to enact your own justice. So that's right.
This was the
There's going to be an
PvP.
active PvP.
Yes, active PvP. You hear the crowd? They're like, yeah! Yeah,
That's
Paul?
right. It's active PvP in the world. It's just turning the game over to you in ways that I really like.
I really like it too,
with
Paul.
That's just a
I miss
brief
you already.
introduction of the justice system. I'm going to turn this over to Nick Conkle, who's going to talk about one of my other favorites.
I mean, there you go. It's gone. PvP and the justice system, how do we do that? It's gone. It's not coming. You know, they don't know how to do this stuff. Again, I'll link this video in the comments of when I make this highlight. But I suggest you watch it to see all the things that they talked about in this video. There was Bloodspawn, okay? There's Ebonheart armor, okay? There's Malika, whatever armor, what's it called? This is all Undaunted stuff. This was all made in 2014. All the stuff that you've got in like the last year or two was already made. They already made this shit. This game had abundant resources. It had abundant funding. All the stuff that's coming out is shit that's already been made. They talked about fucking Murkmire in this. This is 2014. They talked about Murkmire. Murkmire's going to come after Dark Brotherhood, in case you guys are wondering. I see it a lot on the forums. What's after Dark Brotherhood? Murkmire, okay? Murkmire was made a while ago. They talk about Murkmire in this video somewhere. I don't know why ESO is hiding the fact that Murkmire's coming, but it's coming. Okay, it was made 2 years ago. This game is capitalizing on shit it made. When this game was thriving, when it was released and it had the funding before it went down the shitter, you know, when they saw sales, are like, wow, this game's not doing what we thought it would do. They made a lot of content. They are slowly doling it out to you, what they've already made years ago. So much of this in 2014 is either in the game or it's been abandoned. There's glass armor. Cool. That just came out recently. There's the Zivkin costumes. Cool. That's in there. They talk about Rothgar. That just came out a little bit ago. Like, this shit and everything in 2014 that they had planned to come, it's probably made by people that have left the company. They're not there anymore, whatever. It's already been made. So honestly, what they do beyond 2016 and beyond mid-2017, I'm really curious about. I really am. They don't have the staffing, I don't think, to keep up with it. I really don't think they do. They'll create the illusion they do, but I don't think they do. That's just my honest assessment. So yeah, arenas are coming, great, but they don't have the staffing to make content like they used to. You think they're making a lot of content today? They're not. They're releasing the content they made when they were at max staff. They are not at max staff anymore. They can't fix bugs for the life of them. They can't do it. They don't have those people anymore. So, I mean, you get one thing, but you have to understand what's going on in the background. And hey, maybe I'm wrong, but I don't think I am. I think I can see between all the lines with what's going on with this business and everything. That's why, yeah, people are saying no ETA. Expect no ETA. A lot of things. You know, Rich's favorite line is,
You
I'm really
son of a
excited about
bitch."
that. I look forward to that. It's something we've talked about. These are all direct quotes you could take. I'd love to sit in one time. I could be Rich Lambert, I think, for a stream, and be like, oh, I'm really excited about that. You know, we've had a lot of discussion about that. We
You
look forward to
son of a
doing that,
bitch.
and we'll continue to discuss it. No ETA. Yeah, next
You
question.
son of a bitch.
You're gonna get a lot of that as after Merkmeyer and Dark Brotherhood. I don't know what's coming. Arena's not coming this year. I'd
You
say
son of a
middle of
bitch.
next year at best. At best. And honestly, arenas are probably gonna have some PvE shit tied into it. Expect it. Expect it. Because for them to release any PvP DLC content that's purely PvP is a mistake. It's a fucking mistake at this point. That is not their market anymore. That's not what they're advertising. They are not spending millions of dollars on advertising to release you an incremental patch purely for PvP. So I'm just trying to be honest with you. Make your choices. It's fine. I'm not trying to dog this game. I'm not trying to throw it under the bus. I'm just trying to be honest about it. You know, I've been here a long time. I've tested the game thoroughly. I've met most of these guys that were on this stage. I met Paul, and I even met Firer before. These guys probably don't remember me. I met them. That doesn't mean anything. I met Conkle. Conkle seemed like a pretty cool guy. I really liked Paul Sage. Paul Sage seemed really dedicated to his vision of how he created a game. It's the one thing I respected a lot about him. Even if I didn't agree with what he said, like, he had a vision on how he created content. And I like that. I mean, someone that kind of sticks to their guns on how they do things. But I mean, I didn't agree with his whole outlook on immersion, but the players overturned him on getting UI changes. Thank you, Noteworthy. Thank you for the resub, Noteworthy. Welcome back, man. Yeah. Paul Sage was really, really big on immersion in this game, and honestly, they've done a real good job on it. The game it does have an immersive feel, and I commend them on that. Paul Sage wanted it to be very immersive, but he was overturned. Like, there was a good chance we wouldn't have had add-ons in this game, and the community fought very heavily for those, and we got them, and I'm glad we did. Because if we didn't have those add-ons, there's so many skills in the game that were broken that we would have never fixed because we couldn't see the numbers before. Now we can. And we've been able to test those things, report those bugs to ZeniMax, and see them get fixed. Sometimes it takes a couple of years, but, at least we know they're bugged. That helps. So without anything else to say, I'm not sure what else to talk about. I think I'll kind of do like a Q&A if you guys want to ask questions or whatever, and I'd be happy to take questions. FENGRUSH UI changes came after he left. No, Paul Sage left after consoles were released. We were able to get add-ons before that, to be fair. He didn't want them, and I get why he didn't want them. I'm just saying, listen, I know Paul Sage wasn't well received. I don't think he was around the workplace. It's a touchy issue. If you post anything about Paul Sage and ZeniMax, you're likely to get banned on the forums. If you make any kind of like tongue-in-cheek comment about it, it's not tongue-in-cheek with them. They'll ban you. I don't know why. I don't know what the deal was. I don't know the relationship. I've never bothered to ask. But, yeah, it didn't seem like everything was honky-dory, I guess. But I'm not going to go into it. I could only make assumptions, and I can't. So let's do QA. Fire your questions. I'll try to answer some. What happened to this Paul guy? He left. He went to Gearbox. He's working on a game at Gearbox now. Conkle also left. Conkle went to Riot Games. Maria Alejandro also left at the same time. A lot of the head development of this game left right after console release. So that's a very important and relevant thing to point out. It doesn't even include all the mid and low level staff that was also cut out from this game, which clearly has happened. Mikey Moose, that's unrelated. I'm not going to answer that. Am I single, Misha? Yeah, I am. If they add capturable districts in IC, will you play this game again full time? I would definitely take a look at them, Frozen. I'd love to see how they implemented them. You know, I'd love to see them reach out and say, hello, PvP players of the world. It's us, ZeniMax. We're here to figure out what you would like to see in that because we haven't finished it, and we want to figure out what you want out of it. But they won't. I could complain about it, and they might even go and make those changes, Frozen. If I complain about it and 1,000 people make threads about it on the forums, they might go and make that change, man. They might go and do it. But they won't ask us how to do it. They'll do it their way, and that's the problem. Because they could do things better if they engaged us. They really could, and they it's like they refuse to. They just, I said it in my last video, man. I don't think there's any better way to say it. They just fucking jerk us off on this shit. They don't fucking care about what we have to say. They say, oh, okay, thank you for your input. All right, fuck off. I'm going to go do it my way now. They just do it their way, man. It doesn't always work. You got to work with your community. Because their way hasn't always worked. They haven't been they haven't been killers on that department. Your scale 1 to 10, how OP or reverse slice? I don't know. I don't even know how reverse slice could work. That was the most ridiculous answer ever. How many people still work for ZeniMax? I couldn't tell you. I can just tell you by a lot of different things that their staff has downsized. Fucking titles. What's your opinion on the removal of required sub fee? I only joined the game after I went by to play. I think they're really going to push for you to have a good reason to sub. I think it's clear they're already doing that with, what was the content they were talking about? Oh yeah, the crafting thing. So if you want your crafting inventory to be non-messy, just sub up. Get all the DLCs, just sub up. I'm sure they'll add more as they go forward. Honestly, from a very high level perspective, because this company is owned by the higher, broader ZeniMax, which oversees not just ZeniMax Online Studios, but it oversees Bethesda. I think they want to keep this game relevant on the roadmap and as a holdover option for people that are waiting for Elder Scrolls 6. Okay, I am so excited. I love Elder Scrolls games. When that game comes out, I'm going to stream that shit because I love it. But it's made by Bethesda, not ZeniMax Online Studios. So I almost see it as like, hey, we can make some money before that game comes out. Literally. I feel like I'm sitting in the meeting room and I was never invited. But, like, the game will probably come out in the next, I'm going to say, like, mid to late 2017 it might come out. At the earliest. I don't think it'll come out any later than mid-2018, though. So I'd say somewhere between the second half of 2017 going forward and early 2018, first half. I think somewhere in that year span, the next Elder Scrolls game should come out. That's usually how their development schedule goes. And I'm very excited for it. I love their games. They're great. And I feel like what they're doing with this game is giving people that enjoy that kind of content something to hold them over, something to sell a box for. Because if you've never played this game and you appreciate that kind of stuff, it's worth the money. It really is. So they'll sell that. And I don't fault those people for buying it if they just want to come play the PvE and never step foot in Cyrodiil. I don't fault them for that. There's a lot of good content there. This game had so much good content created. That people say I don't give them credit for. It's not that I don't give them credit for it. It's there. It's good. It's just the other stuff. The whole package isn't there is the problem. Would I play IC District Capture is added in Dark Brotherhood? I would definitely absolutely look into it much more, yes, because the lag isn't there as much in Imperial City. That's a big part. And I'm really looking for something new, something enjoyable that's not performance hindering. I'd really love it, man. The game's combat system is good. It's spot on. It's something they don't sacrifice or change drastically. The bounce is another story. There's two things in PvP. There's the bounce and there's the performance. And both have to be on point. The performance you can't forgive. The bounce you can be mad about, but you can forgive them because you can just say, well, I'll play the overpowered class. You can't say, I'm going to play the class that doesn't suffer from performance, because they all do. Everybody suffers. So, I mean, those are the distinct points, I think. Do you think if we keep supporting Zaws, they'll eventually fix most of the bugs and bad performance at some point? No. No, not at all. Do you think the game was doing better with the sub fee? I don't know. That's not a real question you can answer. Was the game in a better place when it had the sub fee? Sure. Is it because it had a sub fee? No. That didn't bear weight on why it was doing better. It shifted models because, you don't shift models because how's the game doing today? You make decisions on your future based on a growth model and what's happened and where you're going. That's how those decisions are made. So they're not made like that. It's my favorite drink. A stout, I guess. A nice stout. Can I link the video? I will. You know what? I'll link it here in my stream in a minute, but I'll also put it in the YouTube link when I post this. It's a good video. I suggest watching it. It's a good watch. Is there any hope that this game will be fun to play again? There's a lot of good content, Deadly Sin. It really depends what you want. If you're just a PvP player, it's gonna wear thin on you, I think, after a certain amount of time. What am I doing after I quit ESO? Well, am I gonna main Paragon? I'm playing a lot of Paragon now. I want to get involved in the community and learn the game and be able to do the same kind of builds I did in ESO. I don't want to say like I'm just like gone from ESO. Like, I really enjoy the community. And listen, there's people that could watch my thing and even agree with it, but they log in and they play, and I don't fault them for it. Like, it's just at a certain point when you PvP enough and you see the same thing over and over, you get too frustrated. There's people that enjoy it. Look how long I played the game. I enjoyed it and I was frustrated, and I can still come back and do that. But I mean, I actually have an option that makes me really happy to play. So if I have that, I'll do it. Not everybody has that. Not everyone has a really good option that they can play. So that's the difference in the problem. So it's not like I'm gone from this community. That's why I'm doing this video. That's why I still come and talk to people about ESO. Sage wanted his console launch payday before quitting. Probably. It was probably the last major project he was tasked with. You get tasked with a project and you don't want to leave in the middle of a project. It doesn't look good to do that. So Sage had probably decided to leave the company well before a console launch, but it was like, listen, we're going to transition so-and-so into your job, finish the console launch, we'll go our separate ways. That's how that works. No, because there are groups of 50 people on IC right now at spawn camp points. Listen, IC should not have the instant respawn. The districts need to be rebuilt. They need to be redesigned, rethought out, and that is where they should engage the players. Tuner! Thank you, man. Welcome back. Thank you, H23 Tuner. Welcome back. The IC districts need to be rebuilt, redesigned completely. The terrain is there. What they need to do is engage the PvPers and say, what do you want out of this place? All right? The good news is Brian Wheeler's in charge of that. And I could much easily talk to Brian Wheeler than anyone. It's not his decision, though. it's his
You
leadership's
son
decision.
of a bitch.
Hopefully he can go ask his leadership and say, hey, I want to make districts good again. I want to make PvP good again. Can I engage FENGRUSH and company to start talking about how we can reshape districts? And they'll say, nope. We have the next PvE DLC, Mr.
You
Wheeler.
son of a bitch.
Go about your business making that arena. Thank you very much. Moving on. That's what's going to happen. I'd love to see districts worked on. I'd love to see a change, but I don't expect it. Murkmire looked awesome when I saw it, but I kind of completely forgot about it until now. Yeah, it's coming. It'll be the next thing after Dark Brotherhood, man. I'm willing to bet you. They made Murkmire. It was their show. They showed off in this video. I didn't show it to you guys, but in this video posted in 2014, they're showing Murkmire.
You
Bet
son
your
of a
ass it's coming
bitch.
after Dark Brotherhood. I don't know why they haven't announced it. You guys can come and say, FENGRUSH, you were right. It's coming after Dark Brotherhood. It's very obvious. You feel like theory crafting this game has been limited post 1.6 due to BIS items like agility, willpower, maelstrom. I wouldn't say limited. I'd say I don't know. I feel like the game's very limited on its skill sets, Ribes. I want to see the skills. I want to see more option builds, man. There's so many builds that are just shafted into a skill set, man. It's not like, hey, I run this build, but this guy runs this build and it counters mine. They don't do that stuff. Man, like I kind of wish I could like engage this game in making some PvP content and working with balance. Like I want to dip my toes in a little bit of both and guide them. I really do. This game has so much good structure and promise. It could be made into something great. And I'm just not in a position to, man. And even if I was in a position to, I wouldn't get the support to do it. So I already know that. I've worked enough in corporate America to know it's not that easy. Nothing's that easy. It doesn't work like that. FENGRUSH, have every approached you and Cypher Deltia and other streamers in an attempt to bounce or create new content? No, they haven't. They're not interested in our opinions on that. Honestly, they're not. And they never will be. They're interested in making their content the way they want it, what works for them. They've never even really engaged the streamers too much at all. The only streamers they've engaged are people that don't actually play ESO, which is what I talked about in my last video. Again, I wasn't pissed off at the fact that they didn't engage us like I'm jealous. I'm pissed off. They have people that love their game and that are passionate about their game, and they just give them the cold shoulder. And then they went out of their way to pay people. From a business standpoint, it makes perfect sense. From a standpoint of being a streamer that loves this game and dedicates a lot of time working with the community, it's very offensive that they just don't give us the time of day. Yet they will go and pay people other money to sell their game. It's really disheartening. It really is. It's a spit in the face, man. I'm trying to catch up on chat. This chat's coming in quicker than I can take
You
it.
son of a bitch.
You should stream Skyrim one of these days. Oh man, I played Skyrim so much. I've played all the Elder Scrolls a lot. I've played most of them more than once all the way through. What are your thoughts on player housing coming in late 2017? I'm really neutral on it. I wasn't even really excited about it in Skyrim. It's okay. I don't find much value in it personally, but there's a lot of people that really do. So I understand there. Bethesda games are some of the best games released during its release time. Yeah, absolutely. They're very, very unique. They're great.
You son
Have I
of
heard
a
about...
bitch.
You hear about Guild Wars 2 PvP regular? And no. And I'm not interested in Guild Wars 2. I'm really not. I'm not trying to play a lot of MMOs. I was pulled in this game because of its title and its name, honestly. Well, I tried Dark Souls 3. Not really, no. I just don't have time to stream a lot of games. What do you want IC district captures to be? That's a pretty in-depth question, but to put it lightly, I don't want respawns. I want people to be able to defend, invade, and be limited to numbers. Like, hey, this 16 or nah, let's go with 12 man. This 12-man group is invading your 12-man group. I want to see small man groups fighting inside those districts where the resources count. Where I send 8 people to the north part of the zone to capture something. I send 4 people over here, and 4 people are fighting in this house, and 8 people are fighting over there, and the people defending their district have to break up their group to defend things and think about what they're doing. I want to see really cool PvP and really cool terrain. It would be so good. It'd be so fun. It doesn't have to be ranked. It just has to be fun. I just want to have really fun PvP, and they have the environment, man. It's ready. They just need some good minds to help guide them. It's not gonna happen though. It's like content that's already there that could be revised. That would just be awesome. It's not gonna happen, man. You know, you guys want it to happen? Go tweet Brian Wheeler about it. I'm not gonna personally engage him. I'm friendly with him from a friendly standpoint, but what they do professionally, I'm not trying to get in the middle of. Again, it goes back to my whole thing of these people, all these people at ZeniMax, they are real people with real lives, and I don't try to fuck with them personally. None of the things I say and do are meant to be personal. They're real jobs, they have real bills to pay, real families, and I don't, I wish them all the best, I really do, and it'd be fucked up to say otherwise because I don't agree with something. I'm not trying to interfere with it, but I run my channel and I talk to my viewers honestly. I talk about the game and the company and its direction. That's really my focal point of my stream and my rants. It's what I try to stay driven on. Everything else is just for fun. It's not personal. I don't attack people because that's not right. And I don't agree with it or condone that if people are doing that on my behalf. I don't condone that at all. Will I play ESO tonight? I'm not, Menace. No, this was really a long-winded rant, man. And I'm just kind of getting at questions and everything. We're just doing an AMA right now, and then I might do a little bit of single player, although it's been a little bit. Hey, High Power, what's up? Boy, I am so far behind on chat. I'm not even sure. I might miss your questions. I'm gonna try to get to the bottom, and if you have things I missed, you can repeat them. Oh man, I'm like 5 minutes behind in chat. What are my thoughts on player health? I already answered that. Brian, to make PvP great again. That's right. Engage him. If he wants to, you can link him the video if he wants to watch it and do something. I'd be happy to do it. I really would. But I'm not going to try to go and do it. Scribes, I think I answered your question. I see you repasting it. I'm pretty sure I addressed it. I already talked about Dark Souls 3, and I'm not going to be playing it. Did they ever approach you in Cypher? I answered that. Fuck, man. How far back on chat am I? I feel like it's repeating. I feel like I'm in the Twilight Zone at this point. Oh my god. Any thoughts on the next MMO you'll play? I'm not trying to play another MMO right now this year. I'm really not. It's not my goal to play another MMO. If I play another MMO, it really has to draw me in for a lot of good reasons. I'll be open-minded to it. I'm not Apex. I'm not talking about Paragon on this stream. I think Samcirc will be viable at all this patch. Anything can be viable at any patch, almost, really. I think it's very weak, but it can be viable, sure. Your chat is really delayed. It's not that. It's that I'm trying to read questions and I answered them and I have to catch up. I'm sorry. I don't want to miss questions. I'm trying to take them and maintain chat. Lily Aura, I'll see you later. Take care. I saw your comments tonight. Thank you for those. How do you make district capture fun all over the district? If you're trying to capture single point, I'm not even saying district PvP should be a single point capture. I don't like single point capture. I don't think the district should be that, actually. I don't know what they should be, but what I would prefer to be is you have a zone, it's a district, it's not too big, but it's split all over the place. All right? And that players, hey, we come into the district, we have 12 players to defend the district. You know, maybe it's 4 points in each corner, and we have to do that. Or maybe it's something that is variable based and changes depending on the scenario, which would probably be better to keep it interesting. But something that's not just, all right, guys, here's the flag in the middle, 12v12, and fuck the rest of the zone. That's how you devalue your content. Like, don't devalue good content. They have really cool content in the districts. There's houses. Make me fight in the houses. Make me fight people on the steps. Make me fight in the choke points in the hallways. Make me fight outside of the choke points in the hallways because it advantages my group. Like, give me the options. Give me a cool environment to do awesome stuff in. Make me be able to have different builds that thrive in different scenarios. Give me options. That's what I want, you know? But the bounce isn't there. The environment isn't there. Fuck, man. The bounce is so far out of whack, it's disgusting. I wish I was bouncing this game the last year and a half or something, because I could have much better classes with better options and cool choices, and not just, hey, I'm an X build, so this is what I do. Hey, you're a Magicosaur, you use Shield Stack, you use Curse with Detonate and a Crystal Fragment proc, followed by a Dawnbreaker. Alright, you're good. Come on in here. Oh, you use pets? Alright. There's a 24-man group over there for you. Get the fuck out of here. What are you? Templar, Breath of Life? Come on in here. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Magic and Nightblade? You got debt? Alright. You're on the team. You know? No one wants a Magic and Nightblade that's doing some stupid shit. Just want you to blow shit up. Everyone has like a one go-to build. It's fucked up, man. It's so far gone, Bounce. It's so far gone. You need to build a fucking time machine and send me back in it to get Bounce in order. What are your feelings on Black Desert Online? I have no feelings on it. I haven't played it. Can we please watch one of your old 1.6 videos? Can you PM it to me, JW? Let me look at what it is. How did they break reflective scales? Very easily, apparently. Very easily. I don't know why or how. I won't capture the PvP. Capture the flag in PvP. Maybe open neutral keeps around the map. I don't know, man. They could do a lot with IC. The reality is it's there. It's there to be made, man. They could do something. Anything would be better than what they have today. This is why I stayed for all these months. I mean, BDO was hype, was literally like a fart in the wind. Ooh, there, that's harsh. That's mean. Did you whisper me that video? I'll bring it up, see what it is. District PvP, like you're describing, sounds so fucking fun. Little points all over the place. Yeah, man.
Son of a bitch.
Like, if you guys have ever PvP'd in the districts, the houses are so cool. Take advantage of it, man. Take advantage of what you have. Have you guys ever fought people inside Bruma? Did you ever go to the quest hub of Bruma and go inside the house? And you went inside the house and you're like, there's 3 enemies right in front of me. And you're all in combat now. Because I've done this and it's really cool. It wasn't a hard fight for me. I killed all the people in this house. There's 5 people in there. But I like went up the staircase. I'm caltropsing the stairs. People are coming up the stairs. I'm streaking over the stairs. Like, I'm fighting in environments I have never fought in before. It was so awesome. And instead what we have is Cyrodiil. Oh, you're at this keep? You don't even need to know the name. It's the same as the keep you just came from. And if you die, you're going to go to a keep that looks like the keep you're fighting at right now. But if you take this keep, you can go fight for another keep that looks like the keep you're at right now. Like, I'm fucking tired of it, man. I figured by this point, you would have updated the keeps. You would have made version XYZ, AB, 5. There should be so many versions, but there's not. There's fucking 2 versions of every keep. That's it. Okay, fair enough. Districts, give me something in there. Give me a variety of content to fight over, man. Come on. And you have these towns. Do you know what they literally said with towns? They're going to make them capturable points. Please don't do this, ZeniMax. Please. Brian Wheeler, put your foot down. Please, man, for me, say no. Don't make Bruma a capturable point like a keep. Don't make Bruma another keep. Please don't do it, man. Make it like an area that has value. Make me go inside. Make me enjoy the content you created. Make me go inside the house and appreciate fighting in there because it's so fun. It's so fun. All these PvE areas we will never, ever, ever get to experience PvP in. They look so cool. Have you ever gone to some of these towns like Riften? Did you ever imagine fighting people in Riften? Did you ever imagine if they actually put the justice system in the way it was supposed to be? Chasing down people in fucking Riften or all these different towns they have? How cool would that have been? It's not going to come. Like, they're not doing it. But I mean, these kind of battles are the kind of things that you should long for as a PvP player. You should want. That would add so much more to the game. That'll hold you over for months, man. Because it's so fun. But it's not coming. I don't know why. Well, I know why. It doesn't sell copies. It really doesn't. But I wish it would be like that. That would have done a lot. From all I said, it sounds like I enjoy Camelot Unchained. Well, that's very positive. Alright, JW, what's this video you were linking earlier? Where is it? I don't see your whisper, JW. In fact, I don't think you did whisper me. If you could just go ahead and just paste that link anywhere. Just paste it in chat again, JW, and I'll check it out. I went to Bruma today and got wiped by 30 reds. I think it's already capturable. Well, that could happen. What I'm recommending with those is they also make them semi-instanced. I recommended that they made those things part of the zone. Like, hey, this alliance has this and this. So every, like, X interval, Bruma would be a contested thing where you would bring a certain amount of people and you would zone them into Bruma. I hate instance combat, but I don't know how else to make this work because Cyrodiil is so laggy. If you can instance off anything, please do it. Because Cyrodiil cannot be saved, guys. It can't be saved. It's damned. It's forever damned. So instance off Bruma and say, hey, there's an event going on. There's a cargo thing coming through, or Bruma needs help, whatever the fuck it is. And you bring in your 6 or your 12-man group, and AD can bring in their 6 or their 12-man group, and EP can bring in their 6 or their 12-man group, whatever. And you all go in there, and it's like a 3-sided battle for something in there. I think that would be awesome. I really do. It's not gonna happen. They're gonna put here's what they'll do. They'll put a fucking flag in the middle of Bruma and say, hey guys, new PvP content coming out. Bruma's capturable now. It'll be really cool. You can respawn there in the house. And there's a flag. You capture the flag. Great, thanks. That's the kind of fucking bullshit update you'll get with Bruma. And it's a shame, man. There's so much good there. I guarantee you they fuck it up. I guarantee you. It sucks. Alright. JW, did you link this? You did.